There's one huge concept that all good golfers see when they play golf. Would you like to hit shots like this into a par 3? Hi everyone, my name is James Robinson and welcome to Get Good at Golf. On this channel we aim to help you get good at golf just one day at a time by hitting shots like that. I really was hoping that was going to jump in. But there's one thing, guys, with irons that all good golfers see that some high handicappers, mid handicappers just can't get their head round and just don't really understand what you're doing and why you strike your irons just so well. Guys, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Make sure you do hit that subscribe button. But I'm going to talk about how to get a proper compact strike and get the most out of your irons. I've got a 6-iron here. You'll see that's carried 184 yards, which for me is around the number I would hope, especially in a nice warm studio. We're actually at the farms today as well, where we managed to play just last week in California. But one of the big things I love to see with good golfers is the amount of rotation in the golf swing. Body rotation, club rotation, everything is working like cogs in a wheel system. But if you don't quite get that shaft leaning forward, then you're going to really struggle to A, compress the golf ball, B, square the club face up, and also just play good golf in general. So many times when I see golfers trying to hit iron shots, we're trying to help the ball up into the air. This is a 6-iron with around 31 degrees of loft on, so dynamically I'm trying to take loft off of there to get the ball to launch nice and low, then allow the dimples to do their work, get the ball rising up in the air with a decent spin rate, and then stop on the green. If I were to try and do something different with this, and I were to try and get the ball up in the air, flip it up in the air, one thing that I see in so many lessons and in pro-ams is, well, this 6-iron doesn't look like it's got a lot of loft on it. I'm going to really try to get the ball up in the air, so I'm going to move the ball forward because that, I know, gets the ball higher, and then I'm going to try and add loft because I know, again, that I can hit a good shot there. You'll see that I managed to strike that well, but look at that distance. We've not even cleared the water. That ball's carried 127 yards to a watery grave. Now you'll see what that does to the ball speed as well. The ball speed's down at 91. The spin rate is still around 4,000, but we have a launch of 24.5 degrees, whereas if I hit you a shot where I rotate my body properly, I have the correct ball position, which is just forward of centre for me for a 6-iron, and I also have the handle forward ever so slightly at address. I'm trying to then rotate my hips to clear the room here to allow my hands to pass through and the club move a little bit to the left. So keep an eye on those numbers, guys. Carry 126, launch angle 24, ball speed 91. If I try and put that same swing from the start of the video on here, you'll see that that's coming out a lot hotter. That is tracking towards the flag, and it's carried 175. Wasn't the best strike. We've still put it to a few feet, and all of a sudden that ball speed's jumped to 117. Backspin still around 4,000, and we have a launch angle of just 15.7, which is exactly what I would want from this 6-iron because I've managed to compress that ball, in this case into the mat or into the turf, and then the ball comes off a little bit lower and faster to allow me to know exactly how far the ball goes each time. What we need to do is do this consistently, because you imagine if I hit a 6-iron and I have 15 degrees of dynamic loft, then on the next shot I don't compress the ball, I don't get the hands forward, and then I have 20 degrees of dynamic loft, you might as well be hitting a 7-iron there as opposed to your 6-iron or even an 8-iron. It's not like you can tell how far this club's going if you don't return the same dynamic loft each time. So if I try and hit you the same shot again, let's see if we can return this with, again, around 15 to 17 degrees of dynamic loft. Again, I've not quite caught that, but it is tracking on line. I'm really interested to see what dynamic loft we had on that. I think it's going to be around 16 this time. 15.8. So guys, when we talk about iron lofts, we talk about loft jacking, we talk about people using strong lofted irons, but if you don't know how to use loft properly and you don't understand what dynamic loft is or how to get the correct dynamic loft, you're going to really struggle, A, to hit nice long iron shots, and B, to hit consistent golf shots. I want to hit one more shot, but then Chris has got some really, really good tips for you guys on how you can do this more consistently. And guys, one thing you have to be able to do is enjoy your practice, because I'm loving hitting these shots. Over to you, Chris.
So guys, we're going to be talking drills now, so we need to think about how you can do exactly what James has got you to do, or wants you to do, to hit more greens and hit your irons better, strike your irons like we really want to, and we need something to do on the driving range to improve that. Again, the elusive alignment stick is back, so again, a training aid that doesn't really cost a lot, probably £10–15. Hey guys, grab one of these because it can help you. So obviously we want to get into that impact position, and like James said, we want to rotate that left hip. The handle is actually working left, but the club head is actually working pretty neutral, if anything out to the right. But we need to clear this lower body. But it's very easy if you stand there and go, right, yeah, clear your lower body. And we see that. People go, right, I'll turn harder. Yeah, I've turned really hard there.
That's the shot you hit when we played this hole.
Oh, I've flushed it, and I've flushed it straight into the carp lake. I don't think there'll have been any carps in there.
No.
But what we can do, guys, we need something to make sure that we're getting into that position. Grab yourself an alignment stick. We're going to pop that underneath the club. We're then going to take your grip. It's going to feel a little bit awkward, but that is simply what it's going to feel like. This is not what it's going to be like on the golf course. And then when we take our setup, you're going to see that I'm going to have a little bit of forward shaft lean. I don't want you to take that onto the golf course, so I don't want you to go onto the golf course and start pressing your hands forwards. But for this drill, we're trying to encourage you getting into that kind of impact position. If we swing down and we let the hands flip, this is going to hit you straight in the side. So it's going to hit your side, you're going to feel that.
Disclaimer.
But yeah, disclaimer, don't blame me, blame
This
James.
is going to take your hip off.
But you might have some marks on the side, so make sure you maybe stop after a while. But we've got to do this at slow speed, so start with maybe a pitching wedge. But I want to really focus. It's not great on this par 3 because we're going to lose some more golf balls. But I want to focus on, right, I've got to turn that body and start to see, right,
That's a great effort.
It's not going to be hitting my side too hard. Once we rotate, we're going to get into that position with the hands forward, the club face nice and square. And you can see from that position, I can't have much face rotation. So you see my right hand can't really take over. The only way that we can get this wrong from here now is if I let this left elbow drive off. And that's what I see from this drill. People have seen it online. Everybody goes, oh, that drill doesn't work for me. It's probably because you're doing it wrong. So we need to make sure that we don't start to go like this. Because yes, I can miss myself by doing that. But I'm going to catch everything thin. It's going to feel terrible. And all you're going to say is the drill that Chris gave me from Get Good at Golf is a load of rubbish. Which it is not. So we need to get something else to help us. We need another glove. Ooh, what a catch. We need a spare glove, something that you can put underneath your left arm. If you don't have another glove, grab a head cover, grab your putter cover, your driver cover, anything. And we're going to place that underneath your left even armpit. So from there, if I have any kind of movement off...
Let's call it an underarm, Chris, not an armpit.
Okay, underneath my arm. If I bring that arm off and I lose connection from my body, that's going to drop straight out. So if I'm spinning it, if I'm misstriking it, if it's not working, then we're going to get some feedback that, all right, I'm just doing that wrong. So I need to keep that left arm connected. I need to make sure that I'm now rotating the body better. And we'll start to see how you then... Great strike, didn't hear anything hit my side, didn't feel anything. And again, we're going to control that start line. We're going to get the ball going lower. There's less chance from this position here because we are pressuring the golf ball now that we can have any kind of real difference in the face rotation. So start line should be better, curvature should be better, and we should be able to get you good at golf. So guys, if you want to get better, these are a couple of drills. All you need is an alignment stick. It's always good. They do come in pairs. Grab some alignment sticks offline because they're going to be good for plenty of the drills that we're going to be going through here on Get Good at Golf. Hopefully you have a spare glove. I don't because I had to borrow James's, but you can use a head cover. We've got other drills for you to do to help you get good at golf, and we'll see you again at the same time tomorrow.
One last thing, nearest the pin.
Oh, one last thing, sorry, nearest the pin. Right.
Demonstration.
There we go. So we take that out, try and repeat.
We ripped it as well.
Well, it's trying to draw. Distance-wise, perfect. Left it a little bit out to the right. But guys, we'll see you again at the same time tomorrow.